Good people. So, yes, we are doing the Action Bible Journey and we have started part 2, the wisdom and the whisper. So, we just previously had a look at the transition from part 1 to part 2. And today is the 80. It is also the start of a new period. Today, we're going to have a discussion on period 15 as we look at this entire next few days that we're going to be entering into. So it is period 15, it is the prophets of fire. That's going to stretch from day 80, which is today, up to day 85. And the scriptures we're going to cover is 1 Kings 12 up to 2 Kings chapter 13. Now the author of these scriptures is not really known, but traditionally it is attributed to Jeremiah, the prophet. And he was recording the divided kingdom and the ministry of the prophets of Elijah and Elisha. The timeline, where are we? We're looking at 930 BC up to 750 BC, which is the era of the divided kingdom. And it is written later, approximately 550 BC, during the exile. Now, the setting, where are we? Well, we're in the northern kingdom of Israel, in Samaria, and in the southern kingdom of Judah. And it is written from Judah or Babylon, in a retrospective sense. Then our key verse for this period is from 1 Kings 18 verse 21. How long will you waver between two opinions? If the Lord is God, follow him, but if Baal is God, follow him. Now the transition for this period, the United Kingdom of Solomon has shattered. 10 tribes have split, to the north becoming Israel, leaving only 2 tribes in the south becoming Judah. The political landscape is chaotic, but the spiritual landscape is even worse. The north slides immediately into state-sponsored idolatry. Now, what is the story arc for this period? Well, God, he raises up a new kind of leader to check the power of the kings. It is the prophet. We meet Elijah, a wild man from the desert, who shuts up the heavens and calls down fire on Mount Carmel to prove that Yahweh is God. He battles the wicked King Ahab and Queen Jezebel. The mantle is then passed to Elisha, who performs double the miracles, floating axes, cleansing lepers, and blinding armies. While the kings play politics, these prophets wage a spiritual war for the soul of the nation. It is a time of high drama, famine, and supernatural intervention. Then, 2 Jesus connections from this period. Firstly, the Transfiguration. Elijah appears on the mountain with Jesus in Matthew 17, representing the prophets meeting their fulfillment. And then also the miracles. Elisha multiplying bread and healing lepers, it foreshadows the ministry of Jesus. Then in this period, some fast facts that we can look forward to. Firstly, Baal. The storm god of the Canaanites, Elijah's drought was a direct challenge to Baal's power over the rain. Then also the chariot. Elijah, he is one of only 2 men in the Bible, together with Enoch, who did not die but was taken up to heaven. Then the ratio. On Mount Carmel, it was 450 prophets of Baal versus 1 prophet of God. And then our final fast fact for this period, the bears. And when Elisha was mocked by a gang of youths, right, which was a threat to his new authority, 2 bears mauled 42 of them. Then finally, what are some things to watch out for in this period? Firstly, the still small voice. God is not always in the fire or the earthquake, but sometimes he is in the whisper, like we'll see in 1 Kings 19. Then also to watch out for the double portion. Elisha, he asks for the inheritance of the firstborn son, a double portion of the Spirit. Then a third thing that we can also watch for in this period, the mantle. Watch the physical transfer of the cloak from Elijah to Elisha. And finally, last thing we can look out for in this period, the widow. Well, notice that God sustains the prophet through a poor, starving widow and not a rich king. There are lots to watch for, lots fun facts, lots of really interesting and Jesus connections that we can look forward to in this period. I will see you in the next video for the summary of today.